Hello guys, welcome back to BA TechWorks. This is Murli. In today's video, we are going to see how to create time intelligence on different hierarchy levels using a custom calendar. We are also going to see about context-based measure that automatically changes value based on the hierarchy level selected in a table or a matrix visual. You could wonder what's so special about time intelligence measure changing automatically based on context, but that happens only with a regular calendar. But when using a custom calendar, you would have to write a custom function for a specific hierarchy level, say period, which wouldn't work for other levels like say a week or a quarter because the function uses filters specific for a period and does not take into account other levels. So we would have to create multiple measures for each level to accomplish this. If you have not watched my previous video, which explains how to create a time intelligence measure using a custom calendar and direct query, please follow the link to watch it. I would highly recommend it for a better understanding. I have also provided the link in the description section below. Now let's get straight back into Power BI Desktop to see how to create these measures. I have the same basic setup with the financial fact table and the calendars which are regular and fiscal. And the fiscal is your custom calendar, and these tables are joined using the date columns in these tables. So now for the fiscal calendar, I have created a time hierarchy that contains the fiscal year, quarter, period, week, and day. We are going to see how to create the time intelligence measures for each of these levels. In my previous video, we saw how to create sales same period prior year measure using this DAX calculation. If you have not watched the video, this is the right time to do so, where I have explained the components of this calculation in detail. In short, this measure calculates the sum of sales, and the filter would be for fiscal year. It would be the prior year, so fiscal year minus 1, and it would be the same period. So in the same manner, we are going to create similar measures for other levels. Like let's see for quarter, it would be the same calculation except the period would be replaced with quarter. The year remains year minus 1, and this would be the same for week 2. For year, it's just the year equal to prior year, current year minus 1. So this is the calculation for the 4 levels. For day, it would be little different, where we say year equals year minus 1, and week is the same week, and the fiscal day of week number is the same fiscal day of week number. So what this means, this is really important because for a custom calendar or like in this case a fiscal calendar, if we are trying to compare the same day this year versus same day prior year, it would not be the exact same day. Like Feb 25 of this year would not be the same Feb 25 of previous year, because the financial week changes, so we have to use the day of the week to compare 2 years. So that is why we have this calculation. Now that we have created the measures for each level, we have to use them accordingly based on the levels in our visual. So for example, if we have to see the quarter over quarter comparisons, we would just go and select, let's say, quarter id, and we'll come back here to select the sales this year versus the sales same quarter prior year. So this would give the comparisons between this year and prior year's quarter. So what if I want to change it to period? So if I have to do that, let's see what happens. So if I have to do this, the same calculation would not work. So if you see the calculation for same quarter prior year, it repeats for every period, because period is month and we have 3 months in a quarter. So this means I have to change the calculation to use same period prior year, which would give me the correct comparisons. So what if uh, I want to create a measure that changes automatically based on the context of this table or a matrix, rather than me having to change the measure every time I want to see a different level. To accomplish this, we have to create a single measure that will combine all these individual measures and change automatically based on the context. So the objective is to let's create a matrix visual and then use the time hierarchy in the fiscal calendar, um, and based on once we start expanding, the values for the prior year comparisons should automatically change based on what level we are. So let's add the sales to this. So we have the year and the sales. Now we are going to create a relative measure that will change automatically based on the level we are. Before trying to create the measure, let's try to understand how this matrix works. So if you see, every row in the matrix at that level is unique. So for this is the day level, and you have a unique row for the day level. That applies the same for week, period, quarter and year. So basically we need to check if for a row that row is unique. So for this we are going to use a function in DAX called has one value, which returns true if there is only if it finds a unique value for that row context. So let's start by creating a new measure, and let's call it relative sales prior year. So we'll start with if has one value of, we'll start with the lowest level, which is the day here. So if we have one value for the day, then we will use the day calculation, and if not, we will again say if has one value of the next level is week, so we will check for the fiscal week, and if this is true, then we will use the week calculation. In the same way, we continue to add the remaining levels of the time hierarchy, like the period, quarter and year. So now we have a function that is going to change the relative values based on the context. So To test this, let's try to add the relative sales measure to this matrix visual. Uh, we expand this and then add it. So we collapse it so we can test if that actually works. So here for 2019 we see the sales for current and prior years, which looks right. This is the year level, right? So let's expand it to the next level, quarter. So for quarter also it looks right, it's correctly calculating for the quarter. And then expanding further, it correctly calculates for the period 2. So 2019 period 9 we have values, and then next level is the week, which also looks fine. Finally the day, which too looks fine. So our new measure is automatically changing the values based on the context on the left side, be it year, quarter, week, etc. Right? So if you notice, let's see for day. Let's go back to 2018 to check the prior year data. So we will go to the same quarter, period, week, and day. So if you notice, this is 9/28 2019, this is 9/29, so it's not the exact same day. As I explained before, for a custom or a fiscal calendar, it won't be the exact same, but still your function has to correctly identify the correct date to compare. So to check this, I have created a separate table that contains the year, week, day of week, and the date. So the dates in question are 9/29/2018 and 9/28/2019. So here if you see, the year is 1 year back, the weeks and the day of the week are the same. So our function correctly compares the dates from current year and prior year. Notice the totals for the relative calculation is missing. Looks like there is something missing in the calculation. Let's go back to the calculation uh, and see what is the issue. So since we have used the if condition and checking for every row if it has one value, we have never mentioned else part. So it checked for every row if it has one value for all the levels, but this is above all of them, so there is no level in it. So we just have to add else part, which is sum of the sales. So if you add this, now it should get the value, right? So now we get the total for this table. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. For more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel. Please provide your suggestions and comments down below. Thank you.